All right, what is going on? I am super excited because this is session number 4 of our Walking to Millions movement, guys. This is an empowerment summit, and I'm bringing you some of the best that can show you how to completely change your life, regardless if it's your mental, your physical, your finances. It does not matter. And so, who I have with me now is Miss Whitney Wheeler, guys. She has over 700,000 followers throughout her social media platforms, but she is just a force to be reckoned with. I mean, when you talk about the queen of affiliate marketing, the queen of sales, the queen of dominating your life, bringing your life back to the way that God designed it, she is the poster child for that. So, Whitney, I'm super excited that you're here with me.
Thank you, and thank you for that introduction. You know, you the queen of doing that, so
Yes.
I absolutely appreciate you.
Yeah, it's super easy when, people really have stories that are absolutely mind blowing and life changing. And so we've been focusing on 3 areas, and I want to jump into it. I know you are super, super busy. And what we've really been talking about is how, in this 1 million movement that we have, we want people to open up and become the leaders that God created them to be. And so, one of the things that I've told people is that when you become a leader, you really have mastered coaching an old version of yourself, an old version of yourself. So let's talk about a little bit of how you've changed yourself. What was the determining factor that helped you become the person that you are today, and what struggles that you have in your past that you had to really coach yourself out of those situations to become who you are today?
I tell people, I wrote a book called Walking Out of the Coffin: My Journey of Weight Loss and Deliverance. And I like to
Where can
tell
they get the
people,
book at?
and that's on Amazon,
Okay.
Walking Out of the Coffin. But part of what I teach people is the deliverance process. Anytime you're going through something, and deliverance just simply means the act of being rescued to set free, right? So when you find yourself battling with a certain situation or a certain circumstance, even if it's a generational curse, because
Mhm.
for me, I had to fight things on high. I lost my mother and grandmother from congestive heart failure.
Mm.
So for me, I had to make the necessary changes because I was fighting on the death road part, right? But when it comes to change, change starts on day one.
That's right.
And people think that the change is the transformation. What
Mhm.
I teach people is that act of freedom happens at the very beginning. The transformation is for other people. So when you are conquering whatever situation or circumstance you want to conquer, whether it's weight loss, whether it's a financial hurt, or whatever it is, you get delivered on day one.
That's
So
right.
just like with this walking challenge that we're on, Stanisha, I had several people like, Whitney, I want to do this challenge with you guys, but I'm not at 10,000 steps yet. I said, that's why you are number one supposed to be in this challenge. Because if you're in a position where you're not able to hit 10,000 steps, then you want to partner with a challenge like this that's going to challenge you every day to become a better version of you.
That's right.
Your yes comes when you accept the challenge.
Come on.
And it's
Come
not
on.
for us to dictate how soon that's going to happen, but every day you're striving to become better than that version of you. So when you come into any type of battle where you're needing to face it, number one, knowing stepping out on faith is free. So
Yes.
all you got to do is get in the right alignment, right? So the moment you give your yes, you are already in proper alignment to receive the blessing and the overflow from it. You are already walking in healing, deliverance, and you are already set free. You just got to be willing to make that step. So I'm super excited for challenges like this, Tanisha, that can help us to overcome that old version of us. And just partnering with us, you're already looking at that next version of you.
Mm, mm.
It don't matter if you're 500 pounds today. When you get in alignment with someone who, a group of people who have conquered this mountain of obesity, conquered health issues, and you partner with us in this type of challenge, you're tapping into a soil of overcomers. So you can expect to get a transformation. You can expect for the products to work. You can expect for this challenge to bless you, because why wouldn't it?
Mm,
Right? Because we're
mm.
already, we know what it's like to overcome. So you're coming into agreement with us. So you're going to conquer this version of you because we're going to help push you, or it's Tanisha, or quantum leap you into that next version of you.
I love it. Let's talk about day one. What
Mhm,
what was day when you had that epiphany
mhm,
that God has something more for me? Can you
mhm.
remember a critical, crucial moment in your life? What happened that day? Because we want the people here to realize that today is the day for them, like you had that day to become who you are today.
Yes, and I tell people I want my story to always help you so you won't have to get to that rock bottom
That's
moment.
right. Mhm.
For me, it was 2018. I went to the hospital. I had a massive headache. My vision was blurred. I went to the hospital, did the emergency room. My blood pressure was 282 over 190. Now, I had been walking this walk of obesity for a while because I lost my mother and grandmother, and their story was kind of my story, and I'm sharing their story. I don't want that to be my ending. But it wasn't until I came face to face with death, right? So when I went to the hospital, my blood pressure 282 over 190, they automatically assumed I was having a stroke. Once a stroke was ruled out, the doctor came back into the hospital room and told me that because my weight, I tapped in at 543 pounds, my weight actually exceeded their hospital equipment. So there was nothing they could do for me. So they released me from the hospital at like 3 o'clock in the morning because there was nothing they could do because of what I did to myself, because I had hit such a rock bottom moment. But sometimes it takes you to hit rock bottom to know that God is the rock at the bottom.
Mm.
If they would have helped me that day, if they would have brought me out, gave me medicine, helped me, I would have never thought that I was at that end moment. Because I
Come on.
would have always had that safety net of the doctors being able to help me. But when I had to go home and I didn't know if I closed my eyes that day that I was going to wake up, that was the wake up call. That was the voice. That was the moment, Tanisha, that said, wait a minute. Because I remember driving home with my husband. He was driving. I was on the passenger side. And I remember telling him, with my insurance paper, how to contact my employer for the insurance papers. He like, stop talking like that. But Tanisha, I thought I was gonna die that day. There was
Wow.
nothing nobody could tell me that I wasn't gonna die that day. But I went to the bathroom because I was just so tired of crying. I didn't want to upset my husband. I went in the bathroom. I said, God, you're not a God of a second chance or a third chance, but another chance. If
Mm.
you bring me out of this, I will tell this story to the world. I will do whatever it is that you want me to do because I was at that rock bottom moment. So I try to catch people before we have that rock bottom moment. That's why when we look at tools like Be Cardio, here's Phoenicia. When I talk about something like this, it's so passionate for me because when the doctors didn't give me anything, right? When I was at such a low moment, now I have in my back tool, in my toolbox, this amazing tool that helps with congestive heart failure, which I lost my mother and grandmother from, so it helps with the heart, right? And then, I had that issue with my blood pressure. So God said, not only am I going to heal you, I'm going to give you a tool so people won't have to get to that rock bottom moment. Do you get what I'm saying? So when I tell
Yeah.
people, this ain't this organization that we're in, this isn't for show. This
Come
this
on.
this this mission that we're doing, we're not doing it because we have to. We do it because this is I'm ordained to do this. This is my call. I made a promise to God that I'm not going to be a gatekeeper. So
Mm.
when I tell people, I was fortunate not to have congestive heart failure, but because I lost my mother and grandmother, I understand the warfare in that. Everybody won't get it. I understand the curses that's tied to that. So I have to proactively do things
That's
like
right.
take a B cardio so that their ending won't become my end. I have to cut off all excess.
That's
So
right.
when you come into an alignment with a mission like this, you're coming into agreement with the things that's released of the blessings that's coming. Think
Mhm.
it's not strange that we have this mission. We're walking into millions and all of the lives that are being impacted.
Mhm.
It's so powerful. I love it here.
I love it. Girl, that is so powerful. I mean, when I think about it, I remember hearing something on Shark Tank, and Kevin O'Leary said, "It don't sound like you have a business. It sounds like you have a mission." And my antennas went up and said, "Yeah, the reason that this mission is so powerful is because it's not just a business, it's a mission and it's personal." So you go to the hospital, they basically tell you you are too big. There's absolutely nothing we can do with you.
No.
You go to the bathroom and you tell God, if you get me out of this, I will tell the whole world. And so this is how you stepped into your business. Now, from that, the transformation of your body, because step one is, I always tell people that their leadership style came because they have overcome an old version of themselves. And most people are coaching people to do what they were able to do, which is what you're doing. How important has the body been to the self confidence, the personal power? How has the transformation of your temple benefited you, not only in your influence and your leadership, but your money, your life, your relationship? How powerful is it to transform your body?
I always tell people you don't know what blessing is on the other side of your deliverance. So when I went through that deliverance process, meaning I got free from the strongholds of food, and then God began to transform my body. He transformed my mind. He transformed my way of thinking. I was able to take these blinders off of the limitations of who I was at 543 pounds. And now, boom, I wasn't able to travel at 543. So that cut off a lot. If it wasn't driving distance, I wasn't able to do it. So when the weight began to fall off, and then I got blessed to be introduced to this industry, that's when I took my first plane ride because of
Wow.
this industry.
Wow.
That's when I began to, and people like to say they didn't travel because of the seatbelt extender. It was a blessing for me to be able to fit on a seatbelt extender. I couldn't fit on the plane. My body was too wide to physically get on the plane. So my first ride, I was so excited to have a seatbelt extender,
Right, right.
Um, and
Mm,
then once that began to manifest, the transformation is for other people to see. So as God began to take the weight off, it opened up the law of attraction.
that's right.
People wanted to know what it was that I did, and it didn't matter what the process to get to the goal was.
Mhm.
People were able to be attracted to that, and that opened up financial windows, right? It put me in a lane to become a influencer because I started sharing my story. So that was a law of attraction. Then it built my following, and then it put me in a position to be able to duplicate that process by writing that book, giving people everything that they need. People that didn't typically give as much information, I was able to do that because it was about that promise. And then the financial freedom that came. I used to struggle to go to work at my 9 to 5. I couldn't even walk through the building that I worked at. I had to sit down 5 times before I made it to my desk. But then once the weight began to fall off, not only were the people around me able to see it, they were able to see the financial blessings that were released. See, when
Mhm.
you come out of addiction, you can free up your money to be able to do the things that you want to, because food was an addiction and all of that, right? All of that. Once my body began to change, depression lifted,
Come
right?
on.
So now I'm able to sit in front of people, have a conversation, share my story without breaking down. And I don't know
Mhm.
why God picked me. People
Right.
always, I tell people, everybody that lost weight before, Tanisha.
Yeah.
Everybody got a story to tell. Some people, God just shines that light on, right? And I'm thankful for that. But this industry
Mm.
teaches you personal development that you can't get in the streets.
You
You
sure
can't
can.
get at a 9 to 5,
You sure can. I love it.
when getting around people who have broken financial barriers. I met my first billionaire because of this industry.
Wow.
I met my first millionaire that I was able to physically shake their hand because of this industry. Had I not stepped out on faith, had I not shared my story, had I not was open to try a product, because I was team no products, right?
That's right.
But God said, in this season, I'm going to make it easier. You know, people always say, well, I don't want to do a product. That's the easy way out. But why? No, hard is being 500 pounds.
That's
Hard is
right.
not being able to breathe. Hard
That's
is
right.
not being able to walk,
That's
right?
right. That's right.
That's hard.
That's right.
Why wouldn't you make it easier?
I
You
love
know,
it.
so
I
yeah.
love it. That is powerful. I absolutely love it. And so, how has the Walking to Millions 1 million movement changed your life, being in the proximity of powerful women? How, because you're obviously self-motivated, right? But what has been the benefit of connecting with other powerhouses and having that accountability group so strong? How has that helped you continue on your path to elevation, but continue in a way with partnership? Tell me what that experience has been like.
Oh my goodness, Tanisha, it has been such an incredible experience because number one, when two or more come together, God is going to breathe on it anyway.
That's right.
So it's so awesome to see so many different women from so many different walks of life, you know, come together with a common goal. And you
Hmm.
can always, and what you can do with one person, you can do so much more when you come together, right? And then even when I don't want to be that pusher, like Tanisha, you know, not to brag, but I've always been the pusher around me,
Period.
right?
I feel
But
you.
then you get in the room and you thinking you done did so with your 10,000 steps, and here you see Tanisha talking about 50,000 steps. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, I'm the one that sets the standards, right? But God put me in alignment with people who
Hmm.
it's not a competitive
That's right.
spirit.
Right, right,
You
right.
know, when we it's collaboration over
Absolutely.
competition over here, and that's
Absolutely.
so important. And
Absolutely.
I love that I have 65-year-olds and 70-year-olds that's a part of my organization that's walking 10,000 steps. So when that little voice tells me, Whitney, you can't do it or you don't
That's
want to
right.
do it, you
That's right.
better think about these
That's
OGs that's in
that's
here
right.
doing it.
That's
Like,
right.
if you
That's
don't
right.
get up.
Absolutely. No, for sure. For sure. That's powerful. And then I want to know, with what you know about life now and the transformation you've experienced and taking your life back and being the powerhouse that you are, what big goals are you setting right now for your life? What are you making happen, or praying to make happen?
Well, right now, my personal goal um is to strive for my first 7 figures in a year.
I love it.
So that is my goal. So walk into millions for me is about walking
Yeah,
into financial freedom.
I love
For
it.
me, it's about shifting my hat from just educating people on the benefits of losing
Mhm,
weight. I want
mhm.
people to know you can lose weight and pick up a paycheck. You can
Mm,
lose weight and you don't have to live from
mm.
paycheck to paycheck, robbing Peter to pay Paul. Then they both show up and they trying to double team you, right?
Right, right.
Or being at the payday loan places. That was my
Yeah.
life at one point.
Mm.
So just knowing that in this season of personal development, I'm shifting from this um when I first got in the industry, it was really about me because it was so new and I was so
Right, right.
excited about this
Mhm,
newfound
mhm,
skill.
mhm.
But coming into this particular company and being under your organization, even from a mastermind, when you taught me the importance of the superstar versus that coach. So
Mhm.
now I want to help other people be successful in every area, right?
I
So
love it.
that's my goal now. God, you're blessing me, but how do
Mhm,
I take this blessing and knowledge that you have given me to become this kingdom warrior and this financial
mhm,
slayer that you want me to be?
mhm.
So that's where my focus at this year is duplicating the successes that I've achieved.
I love it. And so, I mean, that fits in alignment with walking to millions. That's what you literally doing. You walking to millions. So, real quick, if you could give the men and the women that are watching this a word, like if you could speak to them for a good 3 to 5 minutes, how would you encourage and motivate them? And what instruction would you give them to end this year strong?
Absolutely. Number one, everything is a tool. You just have to have the right foundation to effectively work your tools. So we can have all of these amazing products like our detox tea, our weight loss candy, all of these wonderful things, right? But you need to make sure you have a strong food plan. And you
Okay.
also want to make sure you have developed the workout,
Mhm.
some type of movement, which is why it works perfect. We're giving you the game plan of 10,000 steps a day,
Mhm.
right? So make sure you keep that food posture in alignment. Also, remember number two, stepping out on faith is free. All you
Mm.
got to do is give a yes, right? We have, you have 30 seconds to talk yourself out of the things that you just agreed to. What you
Mm.
put off for tomorrow will not manifest. You
Mm.
have to be quick. You have to be quick to activate those things, right? So if you're feeling the pull to go and partner with Stanisha or Whitney, don't delay. Don't wait till tomorrow. Don't talk yourself out of your blessings. Stepping out on
Mhm.
faith is free. The works will come after, but you got to take that first step first. Also, again, just as a reminder, I know we're pushing for 10,000 steps a day, but do not allow a limitation to stop you from being a part of this challenge. I want to personally invite you. I
Mhm.
know what it's like to not walk more than
Mhm.
200 steps a day.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
let this be your personal
Mm.
challenge. Let
Mm.
me invite you in. You walk around, you
Mhm.
be here with us,
Yes.
right? I want to see you out there walking. I don't care. You give it your best day. If your best day is walking from your garage to the end of your driveway, you
Mm.
do that. But
Mm.
do not allow yourself to not take part of this because of a limitation. And then third, don't be scared of products.
Come on.
I know what it's like to have
Mhm.
that anxiety when you've tried so many different things. I just want you to know, don't wait until we've hit that bottom place. Don't wait until your scale is tipping to the point where you can't even be on the bathroom scale anymore.
Mhm.
Don't wait until you're at the point of no return to make a change. Let's proactively make our health the highlight reel of our life so that we're able to achieve the things that we want to achieve in this season.
Mhm.
Don't be scared to get to that next version of you. And that's all.
I really like you. I don't like a lot of
Thank
people,
you.
but you are a superstar for real. Like I really love all the wisdom that you have. Whitney, thank you so much. I know you are so busy. Now, this book, what is it called again? So they can go on Amazon.
Walking out of the coffin. It's my journey of weight loss and deliverance. It's a blueprint. So when
Okay.
you get this book, you have a full 30-day full body workout
Okay.
that's advanced, as well as you can do the modified versions. You also have your food plan with the grocery list.
Okay.
30 days. I've taken the top 10 plans that I've used. I've been in this game for a long time. I highlighted the top three. We were able to lose 10,000 pounds as a unit together.
I love
So
it.
if you need that additional foundation, walking out of the coffin, is available on Amazon. Number one, top
Okay.
seller.
Huh. Now, is there anything else that they can get from you or a website that they can go to connect with you? How do they connect if your story resonated with them?
Absolutely. If you go to whitneyswheeler.com, that is my official website. It's a one stop shop. You will be able to book me for speaking engagements. You will also see testimonials from my coaching program. You can purchase my products directly from the website, as well as participate in my coaching program if you need that one-on-one
Yeah.
interaction. I got
And
you
if
covered.
you and if you can relate to anything that she's talking about, the blood pressure, not being able to walk to 10,000 steps, whatever it is, I've seen some of the results that she's gotten people. So you definitely want to reach out. What's your Instagram?
Big girl underscore working out.
Big girl underscore working out. And then that Facebook is Whitney Wheeler. Whitney, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for taking the time out and talk with us.
Absolutely. Thank you for being an incredible leader, and goodbye, everybody.
Thank you so much, Whitney. Thank you.